All right, now guys, these problems here with the percentages, you know how sometimes I tell you, I always try to tell you the truth, and tell you that some things you're never going to use in the real world, you're going to use these, okay? Whether it's with a calculator or in your head or in a paper and pencil, you're always going to use these. I promise you, I promise you. So please pay attention when I do these and learn it. There's two ways of doing it. You need to know both of them for the FSA. I have put it here. I want you to practice it. I want you to practice it when you go to the mall with your parents. I want you to practice it when you go to restaurants. I want you to practice this. I want you to practice this way. I want you to practice this way. You're going to see this several times in the FSA. And I promise you, if you master this, at least this, you have a pretty good chance of passing it because there's so many points on this. And this is not difficult to remember, to blah, 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 to learn. Okay, so here it says, Nicole bought a meal in town that has no sales tax, but she has a tip of 20%. She tips 20%. So, first of all, anything with a percentage, go ahead and make it into a decimal form. So 20% is the same thing as 0.20. Okay? Remember, you go bloop, bloop, 2 times to the left. Select all meals that Nicole could buy for less than or equal to $15. So anything that is less than or equal to $15. So that's it. That's all she has in her pocket, okay? So she only has $15. She's going to leave 20% tip. What can she buy? Now, this is very simple. They're giving you all of this. Use a calculator. And what I do in this situation is turn on your calculator. I found one. And I go to all of them. And if the meal is $12.36, okay, with a 20% tip, is it going to be $15 or less? If it's $15 or less, you can select it, okay? Because that means she can actually buy that. So let's go through all of them. Let's see. If the meal is 12.36 times, look at me, I'm going to do 1.2. Why am I doing 1.2? Because I'm doing way 1. It's a lot faster, okay? If I do 1.2 equals, it's going to cost her $14.83. So at that point, yes, she could afford this. Okay, let's do the second one. 12.5 times 1.2, $15. Perfect. It said equal to or less than. And it is $15 is equal to. So select. Now, if this one already gave me, okay, if this already gave me the $15, anything that's above $12.50 is gonna give me, it's gonna be more than $15, okay? So right now I know that this is basically that the most that she can spend is $12.50 times the 20% tip. So anything above $12.50 is no good. Anything below $12.50 she can spend. So everything else, $13, that's going to be too much. $14.79, it's going to be too much. $14.99, it's going to be too much. So these are the only two answers that you select. Now, this is important because in the FSA, this is a sample of how it's going to look. If you only select one, you're not going to get the whole entire credit for this. Now, if you're like, oh, Ms. Lorenzo, but how to come 13? You don't get what I just said. Well, if you do 13 times 1.2, that's $15.60. She doesn't have enough. It has to be less than or equal to $15. Okay? And you could do that through all of them. Now, why am I doing 1.20? Okay, again, way 2. Let's say I'll talk about that in this one, okay? In this one over here. All right, so that's it. That's your answer. That's how you do it, okay? 1.20 versus doing the amount times 20. If I would have done $15 times 0.20. If I do that, 15 times 0.20, that gives me $3. Now, $3 is the tip, okay? $3 is the tip. In order for you to know how much a meal is going to cost you, now you have to get the meal, and that has nothing to do with this question, by the way, but now you have to get the meal and add it to the tip. And then it's going to tell you, oh, that's how much you have to pay the waiter. So that's why this formula here, it's you get the meal, let's say the meal is M, times whatever the tip is, let's say 0.20, but then you have to add it to M, because this here is going to give you only the tip. It's going to tell you how much the tip is. Now you got to add it to your meal, and then that's going to give you your total. But an easier way to do it is if you put the 1 in front of it, of the decimal. Well, when you multiply, what happens when you multiply 1 times M? It's just M. Okay? So if you have $20 and you multiply 0.20, it's going to give you 20% of the $20. It's just going to give you the tip. But if you do it by 1.20, well, that $20 is going to be included because 20 times 1 is the $20. So this is just a faster way of doing it. If you add that 1 in front of it, you don't have to do the double step. But I want you to remember these formulas because that's just the way it's going to appear, and they're going to, it's going to come back at you. So I'm going to give you an example. Skip number 2. I'm not going to give you number 2 in the extra credit. That one is like challenging, and I'm very aggravated that they're even going to ask you that in the FSA. Because it took me a while, and I don't even know what they're asking me. So I'm very aggravated, but I do have the answer, I think. So we'll go over this in class. Okay, let's look at number 3. Mary bought a shirt for $15. Okay, shirt $15. She pays 6% tax. So again, 6%. What is that in decimal? 0.06. How can you find her total cost? Okay, so there's a way of doing it. I'm going to do either $15 times 0.06. That's going to give me the tax. And if you look at my calculator and you do this in the calculator 0.06, it's only 90 cents. Well, you know the shirt is not going to cost 90 cents, right? I mean, that's too little. Now, once you have the tax, now you got to add the tax to the shirt. So then you get your $15 plus the 90 cents, and that's going to give you your total. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. The other way is you get your shirt and you multiply it by 1.06, and then look at this, voila, 15 times 1.06, boom, $15.90. That's the other way of doing it. So look at my options. So here are my different options. I want you to choose all the options that are possible. How can you find her total cost? Well, her total cost, 15 times 0.06, no, that's only going to give you the tax only. 15 times 0.06 plus 15, yes, so I'm going to select this one. 1.06 plus 15, no, that's a plus. That will mean that it's 1606. No. 1.06 times 15. Yes, that's another way of doing it. So, my friends, your answer is B and D. Okay? Now, typically on the FSA, if they want you to select more than one, they're going to say select all that apply. I made this one up, but it's because I need you to understand the two formulas, okay? It's either this one or this one. And we're going to keep on talking about that.